broadcast network, Afterbuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. Afterbuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Sorry. What? Justin, you hear that? You need a backup singer? What?
You guys knew he sings now.
There you go. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nino. You are tuned into another episode of the Grandfather After Show here on Afterbuzz TV. It's pre-Thanksgiving, y'all. One more day before we can eat and chill.
Oh, so much food.
Right? You hear her voice right now. All the way to my left, we have Miss Andrea Hunt. What's going on?
Hey.
AKA, is it Kaylee Carmichael?
Kaylee Carmichael.
Woo! We got the crowd going. Yes, your performance just today was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here solo dolo today, but that's okay because I have a special guest. And I'm excited to talk about this episode because you were hilarious. This was funny.
Thank you.
I loved it. This is like one of the most lighthearted, but also kind of like in-depth episode because there's so much history going on.
Right. There's a lot going on.
Right?
It was a super funny episode.
No, I loved it. I dug it. So like let's just talk about it from like beginning to end, and we'll talk about you more as well too.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So the beginning, they prep for Thanksgiving. They're trying to figure out what everyone's doing. Mm-hmm. I was curious to see what Annalise was gonna do as well as Ravi, and then they talk about you with Mr. John Stamos, Jimmy, and his regular dates for Thanksgiving. And he had to go with an Instagram top model.
Yes, the third most followed ab Instagram model.
Your stomach tells stories, is what you said.
My stomach tells stories. I take my job very seriously.
I loved it. You guys were planning a trip to Malibu. But then Ravi and Annalise reminded Jimmy, yo, you have a family now. You are an instant dad, an instant grandfather. What are you going to do? He has a plan, though. He wants to do the Jimmy Martino drop-by.
Right, the Martino drop-by, the famous Martino drop-by.
With you on his arm, though.
Yes.
Total eye candy for the family. That didn't work out too well for him.
No, it didn't work out too well for him. We ended up having to stay a little bit longer than planned.
Exactly. But you were a good sport, though. Although you needed your tan... your base tan. You had a base
for my job,
tan.
for my audition.
Right. Wait a minute. This is a diet margarita drink.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. Gotta look good for that.
I loved it. You played this character so well.
Oh, thank you.
It was through and through. It was funny though because although you were self-absorbed about everything in this in this character, you still knew what jealousy was about. Off the bat, because Jimmy was once you guys got to the house, he was trying to do his Jimmy Martino drop by, and do quick hand turkeys which I thought was cute though with Edie.
Oh, that scene was so cute.
Wasn't
that little
cute?
girl is the cutest.
Her and her twin are like I know there's four of them.
Yeah, and they're all adorable.
The main twins are amazing at what they do, and he was like, "Oh, kiss every time I draw something," and I was like, "This is nice because I like to see when Jimmy finally kind of." Hones his grandfatherness.
Yeah, and he has a heart.
There you go. You're touching. Yes, you feel all kind of like bubbly and giggly inside.
That was definitely one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, I like that.
So cute.
And she's talking more now. Edie's talking more, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, she is. Right? She had a few lines. I think at the end she said "Amen."
She
did.
Said
yes, one time.
Said amen, and she said yes. I'm excited to see how that character is going to develop when she gets older. But yeah, so. He tries to do that really quick, and he does, his quick, swift goodbye. We had great memories. This was such a, quick, fast, long time, and obviously because we need to get to Malibu because you either need to go eat first or go to the beach first.
Or get a massage.
I'm sorry. There you go.
Yeah, there.
Life options, right?
There were a lot of dilemmas that I had to take into consideration, but we didn't get to do any of them.
No, you didn't, because you had to come back because Mr. Jimmy Martino was feeling some type of way because before then, they're prepping for everything. the family kind of just wants, to kind of chill and have a chill Thanksgiving, but Gerald wants to have like a traditional Thanksgiving for Edie.
Yeah.
Which I loved.
I think it's sweet.
We kind of get more into a backstory of the whole situation. They used to just chill and eat, what was it, Benny Locos?
Benny Locos, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Doesn't it? Like Mexican food, just chill and watch TV.
In their sweats?
In their sweats.
That's what Thanksgiving is supposed to be.
Exactly. In their sweats. And you just relax and kind of just, as long as you're with family, I think is a good thing, right?
Right, exactly. That's what my family does on Thanksgiving.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See? But they turned into this whole extravaganza. Vanessa's tired. She's not having it. She just wants to, just chill as well, too. But then here comes Bruce. I heard, did they call him Produce Bruce for a second?
Bruce with the produce.
There you go. Bruce with the produce. There you go. I'm like, okay, there's a nickname for him now. And he comes in, and I guess he kind of grew up with Gerald.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think they were together for like 7 years or something. They said like a year and then 3 years and then again for 3 years or something.
Right. So
it's a long time.
They have history there.
Absolutely.
Which is really, really cool. Now, have you ever been to a Thanksgiving where it's been like, it's like your first time with a family or anybody like that, or a friend, like say if you weren't home? Has that been an awkward moment when something like this has happened, or just you in general just feel awkward in itself?
I feel awkward all the time. Off the top of my head, during Thanksgiving, I can't think of one moment. I'm actually really close with my family, but I'm sure maybe halfway through the show I'm going to think of something, and I'll chime in.
but you feel awkward all the time. That's just hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like when a whole bunch of your family comes together, though,
yeah,
it tends to get awkward.
That's when it happens. Yeah, because you haven't seen them in so long.
Right, and when you get to a certain age, you're like, so are you married yet?
It's always the question.
Exactly.
And if you're married, have you kids yet?
Exactly, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear that this Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
Are you ready for it?
I'm not.
No.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. Anyway, so you're about to, you guys want to leave, but then Jimmy feels that that kind of like pain, that weird pain in his stomach, and he goes with it because he drives. You're in the band, you're chilling, you're ready to go. You're like trying to take selfies, get it all together, and he starts feeling that type of way, and you're like, it's Chelsea, and he makes a quick U-turn back to the house.
Yeah.
To defend his honor as Gerald's dad.
I wasn't the happiest about that. Yeah.
You were, but you were so chill. I could just imagine if like another person's date, and they're like, "Well, you promised me Malibu, but we're stuck in Pasadena."
Oh.
Right, with a family that's not mine.
You don't know. I just want my massage and the beach.
Yeah.
But she was a pretty good sport.
You were a really good sport. I was just waiting for you to break down for a second, like in between episodes. But you were like,
start crying.
I'm just gonna find good lighting, and I'm gonna take a selfie here, maybe over here, or layout, which you eventually did later on. We'll talk about that as we go along.
Yes, Kaylee's really good at finding the light.
Exactly. We have really good lighting in here too. Yeah. So if you're following her on Instagram, Snapchat, or whatnot, we got good lighting when we were doing our social media.
Oh yeah. I posted a pic on Instagram.
Check that out, guys.
And I tweeted.
There we go. Thank you very much for the advertising. So anyways, let's get back to the episode. So Jimmy goes back in, and he just wants to find a way to one up Bruce the whole time.
Right.
Like every second, you know what I mean? Find out that Bruce is like an engineer for NASA, or like contracted by NASA.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And all Jimmy hears is that he did not actually go to space.
Right, so you're not an astronaut.
So you're not really that cool.
About. Exactly. Or he was in Asia for for a year doing that.
Right.
Was he there for a sex escapade? No, he was there for work. Okay, get it together, Jimmy. No, this guy's pretty cool.
Oh, this guy is awesome. Andy Daly is also awesome,
hilarious.
By the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's hilarious. He's been in a lot of movies.
And I've always been a fan of him because I watched The Review on Comedy Central.
Well, there you go.
I love him. He's hilarious.
I loved how calm he was throughout the whole time. Like, I'm not trying to one-up anybody.
Right.
And he was just and flirting.
Until the turkey.
Exactly, until the turkey.
Yeah.
But flirting with Sarah is what I was, like, loving the most.
Yes, he was really sweet.
Yes.
How he flirted, telling her he looks good, or she looks good in anything.
Exactly. Vanessa caught this from the get-go.
She did.
She needs to be a relationship counselor, life coach, whatever, something like that.
Definitely.
That might be her field and might be her way, through YouTube, maybe. But she basically was like, I see it. I want to know the deets and I want to know the backstory.
Yeah.
You know
she picked up on that really quick.
Exactly.
She was wrong about the signs, though.
She was wrong about the signs.
She thought they were like a Leo or something.
Totally wrong about the signs, but she was spot on with how
she was definitely spot on. She's flirting. Good at that.
She is good at that. Yeah. I mean, she kind of like helped Annalise.
I was just gonna say that's her second time helping someone on the show.
Okay, Vanessa, you need to get a check now that you're doing this.
New career path.
But okay, so then the competition begins, and I love this because first off, they want to try to play football.
Yes, and Jimmy's not very good.
No. I was like, okay, here, Jimmy got this. He could throw a ball straight across somebody.
Yeah, he looked like it, right? When he was just warming up.
He had some good form. It was all good, and it just totally went to the wrong way. To the gutter,
yeah.
Exactly. And as they go back, Bruce had a moment with Gerald again. Oh, remember when you always do so well whenever you try.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You know what I mean? And then he gets the brilliant idea to be like, gifts. That's what I need to get them for Thanksgiving. Right?
That's what giving's in the name.
That's what giving's in the name, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And he comes with a good idea. I thought he was gonna like go somewhere more materialistic with it. Mm-hmm. But he comes with a turkey fry.
Yeah, at least it has to do with Thanksgiving, right?
Which was really cool. Have you ever tried fried turkey before?
Okay, so I've been a vegetarian since I was 7.
There you go.
Tried topherky.
Anyone's
tried it.
Okay. I've tried it once before, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, have you? Did you like it? You know what? It's not my favorite thing in the world either. Right. I'd rather do like a different veggie substitute.
There you go.
But they've got the best sides ever.
Tender greens?
Oh, yeah, I love tender greens.
Their chicken tastes like chicken.
Chicken, yeah, and like Veggie Girl, they've got good chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
yeah.
There you go. Okay, we could discuss off that. But they tried fried turkey.
Right.
Which was hilarious. And, I was, okay, this is kind of cool. But then Bruce wants to one-up somebody. Wants to one-up Jimmy with a canoe from Birchie. The tree that they planted. The Birchie!
Yes!
The tree that they planted when Gerald was like, how old? Like super young.
Super young on a camping trip.
Yes, to watch it grow because every time it grows, it means time has passed and blah, blah, blah. Super sweet. I say blah, 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 but I mean like super sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good idea. And Birchie, the name is hilarious.
Exactly. Too. And he carves a freaking canoe out of this thing. Looks like the canoe is like big enough for eating, not really for anyone else. Mm-hmm. But they try to make it sound like it was like for people to, to go from one place to another in. I was like, okay, well that's a cool story. Like, okay, Jimmy, I don't know what you're gonna do now. Then they try to fry the turkey, and then all hell breaks loose.
That does not work out. I mean, thank God for Vanessa with her champagne.
Yes,
champagne comes in handy in many ways.
Champagne popping in the front yard.
A whole new meaning to champagne popping.
I didn't know that. Is that true? You could really like take a fire out with champagne's like carbon. Like,
honestly, I didn't know that either, but I guess so.
Right? Yeah, I don't want to try it. I'm just kind of curious to see.
Tomorrow,
right? But they were frying the turkey like on dry grass.
Yes,
like dry,
I know.
Dead California grass. Not a good idea.
That makes sense that could happen. Yeah, exactly.
Not a smart idea, but I was like, oh, wow, their pants are really catching on fire. But then that's when you see that Bruce was really trying to, he knew what he was there and who was going to be there.
Yeah, he definitely was
trying to claim a little bit of a spot, right?
Yeah, he wanted to look cool in front of the girl, too. Even though we don't think so. He plays it cool until then.
I like that. So it wasn't just for Gerald. It was also for Sarah.
Yeah, I definitely think there was
I think so, too.
Some of it was for Sarah.
No, definitely. I was like, okay, I just want you to flirt in public now with this whole situation and admit that you're there for more than the greater good.
Right. Right. You've got ulterior motives.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so that kind of brought us more into Bruce's side.
Yes.
And then when they went back in and he tried to apologize to Gerald. Jimmy tried to apologize to Gerald and just wasn't working out. But it was funny because Jimmy really was okay, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. I'm gonna make this up to you, and he really goes and he makes it up to them. Yeah,
and I really like that Gerald actually took a stand to Jimmy because he's so positive, and he's actually, I think he's like the cutest character ever. He's so sweet, but it was nice to stand up to him.
Right, that was the first time ever that I've seen him kind of even fight back with him, with super vengeance. Like, okay, I'm not gonna take this from you. No,
right?
You suck.
You suck.
You suck. But he did. He told him, and I think that really got to Jimmy's head, which was nice because he was already feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
About the whole situation.
It was a nice moment for them too to hear about his childhood, how we wish he had that dad.
Exactly.
Growing up,
I even wrote in my notes though. I felt bad though because it's not really Jimmy's fault that he wasn't there, right?
Right, he had no idea.
Right, it was Sarah just didn't want to tell him. So I'm like, I can understand where Jimmy's just like, he doesn't feel the need or concern like to like make everything up right away, or like with, you know, so much feeling behind it or whatnot, because he just didn't know. He didn't know. But you know, as being the adult and being somebody with, you know, who has a heart, it was nice of him to really dig deep after that little fight and do something really cool. He went back to his restaurant. Yeah. And we discovered what Ravi's doing for Thanksgiving.
God, that scene was hilarious.
That scene was hilarious. I'm like, okay, like, so this is Ravi's restaurant.
This is Ravi's restaurant now, exactly. Yeah. He had all of his friends leave, and then we had one of his friends run behind like the table or something.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. When he opened him up, and he was like, I'm hiding from the owner. He was like, just go eat. He didn't even care at that point. That's
fine. No, yeah, Jimmy's so cool.
Yeah, I don't even think Jimmy would have cared in the beginning if you saw Ravi there, you know what I mean?
Right.
He seems like the dopest boss. I'm just like, you're a cool boss, you're fun, like.
Yeah, except he makes Annalise work on
okay, my bad. Poor Annalise, we didn't even talk about her really quick. She was chilling. Well, she got what she wanted though.
Oh my gosh, she got exactly what she came for, and she didn't have to wait in line.
Exactly, she got her like how many inches curved TV?
70 inches.
70-inch curved TV, and I was like, wait, are you camping right now? She was camping out in front of a Best Buy maybe.
Oh, I thought that was so funny. Right? With her wine and her nice dinner
and her stuffing and all set. I'm sad that she wasn't with anybody or her family.
Yeah, by herself.
But it was just funny the way it happened. She's like, okay, whatever, I'm going to get my TV for free. And just all I'm going to do is buy you a turkey.
Worth it.
I would have done the same thing too. Like, bye. I'm like, I'm
see ya. Hashtag worth it. Yeah.
I was actually just driving by a Best Buy.
Yeah.
Today before I got here. Line.
No.
Yes.
Already?
Line. There's a line. They're tense. I'm like, why?
Oh my gosh, they're still open.
I don't mean to interrupt, but as a person who's worked retail for Black Friday, people do dress up and spend Thanksgiving in line instead of at home.
See? Yep. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yep. But you know, a lot of stores this year aren't doing that.
They're not. You know, and I did work retail for a while too, and I feel you. And I was like, why aren't these people not, like, you know, why don't they want to just have a nice dinner with their family, just relax for a little bit? Yeah. Wait a couple hours. You can still get pretty good deals. I get the doorbusters are dope. Shop online, maybe. Like something. Right. But people are nuts. People were waiting outside for that.
Yeah.
But she got her way. She was cool. But back to the restaurant, and we see that Jimmy's starting to cook stuff.
Yeah. So he can cook a little bit.
Exactly. We forget that that's how he started in the industry.
Right.
He started to basically, you know, he was in a restaurant. He was trying to figure things out and make things work. That bartender. The bartender for the restaurant has been with him forever, right?
Yeah.
So like the backstory of Jimmy's like coming up a little bit more, and we see that he is a hard worker. He didn't just, you know, start this from money basically. Yeah. Exactly. So he worked from the bottom, you know, to get to the top.
Here.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Exactly. And he makes Benny Locos.
Oh,
right!
That's amazing.
He makes Benny Locos
so
for his family.
For Sarah.
Exactly.
She loves that so much.
He thought about it. He could have just made another dinner to say sorry, but he thought deep about it, and he was like, I'm going to make her something that they're going to remember. Make Gerald and Sarah something that they're going to remember.
Yeah.
I was like, this is nice. I love this.
There's so many times this episode that you see that Jimmy really is a good guy.
Right. And it's starting to click to him. I'm pretty sure the next episode that's going to reset and he's going to be back to Jimmy. Like always.
Yeah.
But still, he's getting much closer and closer to, you know, like coming to terms that he is a grandfather. This is his family. He has people, something that he's always wanted in the first place. Just, you know, he can't.
Yeah, you know, and he always kind of says that to girls and everything, that I've always wanted a family, and you think he's joking, but obviously
it's true.
Is something he really wants.
Exactly. That's a good liner, you know, one-liner, if anything. So he brings after 3 hours, he said 1 hour, but after 3 hours, he comes and brings Benny Locos to the fam. Yes. And, you know, Gerald obviously forgives him, and he's like, wow, you made this, you know, it's awesome. He goes into the kitchen. This is post-flirting from Bruce and Sarah. He goes to the kitchen, and he sees them making out.
Yes. Oh, you felt for him a little bit.
I felt for the dude. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, walked right in on it.
Like, okay, so who rejects John Stamos? Come on, he's 52. Seriously, look at him. I'm like,
does not look 52.
Does not look 52. But he felt it there too. He was like, oh, maybe that's why I'm feeling bad. Like,
oh wow,
wow. Okay, there's a connection. So Sushi Boy and Pony Boy, or Sushi and Pony Boy, now just turned into Sushi and Bruce the Produce Guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Bruce the Produce Guy.
Exactly. In between that time, though, your character, decided to lay out like we said.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just lost you for a second.
Yeah, I had to go get ready for my audition.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't going to go to Malibu, I had to lay out somewhere.
You tanned in Pasadena in between trees and a magazine.
You got to do it somewhere.
You got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do.
In this industry, you just got to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Had to look good for my audition.
Exactly. And you tried your best, I got to admit.
I tried.
Right? Everyone comes and sits down at the table. Everyone's enjoying this meal, and they try the Benny Locos. It tastes like Benny Locos like crazy. And here you come walking in.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, the poor girl on the tan lines. Like,
oh, man. Right? Those tan lines were gnarly.
Like,
yes.
How long were you in makeup for that? Because it was pretty red.
Oh, I know. Probably a little over an hour.
Oh, okay. They were on it,
like hours and hours.
Right.
And you know what? I got to lay down while they did it so that they could have the best view possible.
Oh, perfect.
So it wasn't too bad.
There you go. I was like, I knew that was coming, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can foresee that. But I was like, the way it just came about, it was just so funny. The dog licking you, the coyote licking you.
Coyote, I know. Thank God I didn't really pick up on that.
Right.
Yeah.
You were cuddling with it for a while?
I was cuddling with it while I was sleeping, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Sweet dog licking my face and everything.
SoCal coyotes, I love it.
That was a nice coyote.
Right?
Yeah.
At least you were okay. The face was good, the stomach was good, you were just a little burnt.
Very burnt, yeah, and some really bad tan lines, like the sunglasses mark and the big magazine mark, yeah.
Now my question was, did you eat any of the Benny Locos while you were there?
That's such a good question. Well, because I had my audition the next day, I think I just had a little bit, you know.
So there's the water diet?
The water
and the bloating? I was like, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
She's serious about her work.
Good for tomorrow.
Right.
So, a few pieces, bread.
Exactly.
Breadcrumbs.
As the episode was ending or whatnot, we kind of see something underneath the table, which got me to kind of gasp a little bit because I'm like, no, I don't want you to go that way. I'm Team Jimmy right now. And you see, I'm like, I'm gonna do it under the table. Like, you can't see this, but like, she holds Bruce's hand.
Yeah.
And they're like rekindling their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thank God Jimmy didn't see that. I think he would have probably been more jealous.
Even more upset.
Right?
Yeah.
We should have came into Nick Jonas's jealous.
Oh, that's what we should have done. That would be a perfect
that would have
song.
been smart, right? But you know, Bieber's having a really good couple months right now. So
yeah, his album just came out.
We're giving it to him. You know what I mean?
I'm a J Biebs fan.
I'm a J Biebs fan too, but I think Jealous would have been amazing.
Oh,
would have been
great
perfect.
Idea.
But anyways, so you were there. You came and they said they talk, and that kind of like ended it's always with family at the end.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's always been a good. See Jealous pulling up. I don't know if she's gonna play it. But I see family all the time, and I love that about this episode because it always comes back. It brings me back to the Full House days, to Family Matters, when things just were, you know, like it always ended with a hug at Full House. They hugged it out all the time.
And the life lesson.
And the life lessons. And here it's kind of the same thing, but it's more like, it's you know, it's the modern take on things. The modern family, the, you know, how things work and how you can just talk through things and just like life lessons in general that you might not see right away. And I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with possibly your character, because I don't know what's going on. They ended your character like with an open-ended kind of like situation.
Yeah.
So are you know if you're coming back? What's
you guys
happening?
will have to wait and see.
Oh, I hope you come back. I have predictions too. I know Bruce will come back because of what just happened. Now I want to get into predictions because I have a prediction about your character.
Okay.
And now your Afterbuzz TV predictions.
Who needs a club when you have Afterbuzz?
I know. I'm just gonna stay here tonight.
All right. So my predictions is that you're gonna come back because Bruce and Sarah are gonna start dating again. That was too much like love connection for them not to, and for him not to come back.
Love connection there.
Okay, I looked at IMDb and I didn't see an additional episode for him yet, or you. So I don't see it yet, but maybe. Who knows? I could be wrong. They might not have said anything yet. But they're gonna come back, and I think Jimmy is gonna still hang with you to make Sarah jealous and try to play that cue. Who knows?
That could happen.
That could happen, right? That's a good prediction. If not Fox, if you could write that in, there you go.
Real quick, take some notes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that's my prediction. I can't ask you what your predictions are, but I can ask you some questions. How was it like on set?
Oh my gosh, it was such a cool experience. Every single person was so incredibly nice. You know, they're kind of like a family. Because they work together and they work
all the
12
time.
hours. Yeah,
super
all
long
the time. And I came in there super nervous because there's all this amazing talent around me. And they just brought me in. I mean, literally every single person was so kind to me.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're all hilarious, too.
The first thing we asked Ravi when he came in here.
Yeah.
So is there any on-set drama right now?
Oh my God, so much.
Right?
Crazy
but I'm like, everyone
amount.
seems like there's such a happy, it's like such a happy cast right now.
Yeah.
John's always smiling. Annika, one of our other hosts, she works right next to John, right next to your lot. Or to the studio. I'm sorry. So she sees the happiness all the time. She's like, no, they can't be right. But I guess it's such a really cool place, like a really fun show to be on.
It really is. I don't think that there was anyone that was mean. I mean, literally everyone was so kind. It's so much fun to be around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So if they do ask you, or I don't know if they would you be happy to come back again? If they asked you.
Absolutely.
Or they could have asked you, I don't know. Just
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, if Kaylee Carmichael could forgive, Jimmy for leaving him out to burn. Or leaving me out to burn, yeah.
Exactly. She didn't even notice she burned,
It would
by
be
the way.
great. That was a great set to work on. It was so much fun.
She didn't even notice that there was a burn mark on her. She was just there. Like,
yeah.
I was surprised.
Very unaware of her stomach area.
Maybe tomorrow,
it just didn't happen.
the aloe vera is gonna come into play.
Aloe vera is very
important.
Strong. Maybe some cactus water could
Maybe
help.
some cactus water. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have some things coming up. I saw, when I was looking you up today, you've been busy, which is great for an actress, in LA.
Thank you.
Especially now, there's so much talent out there, and it's just so hard to break into the industry. But you are breaking in. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Can you tell me about a couple of your movies that's coming out right now?
Yeah, a couple of movies. Some indie films are coming out next year. WTF will be released around April. I am playing a character named Bonnie who, gory. It's pretty gory, but it's also pretty funny from what I've seen so far.
I'm excited.
I think that there's going to be some laughs as well as lots of blood. And then the other one's called The Ones Above. I'm not sure on a release date yet. And that is directed by Ben Demeray, who they worked on all the Sharknadoes.
That's exciting. Super fun, yeah. Wow, look at that. So straight from Grandfathered to, I know you were working on the last movie just a couple months ago. So
yeah, I was. Just a couple weeks ago. That's crazy.
And now you can relax, though. So are you going to just relax for the holidays?
I am. Tomorrow I'm going to go visit my aunt and uncle up north, and I'm just going to hang out and
Are you taking that drive or are you going to fly out?
Oh my gosh, no. So they live actually, they're right by the beach in Ventura.
Oh,
so
cool.
My actual family's in Indianapolis, but my aunt and uncle are out here.
Very cool.
Got lots
so
of
not
family
too far
around
away.
California. So it's only an hour drive. I can make it.
That's always good. And so you're originally from?
I'm originally from Indianapolis.
Indiana.
Yeah.
There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you went to school out in New York?
I went to school at the New York Conservatory.
I did my research. You see this?
Yeah, you're good.
Right? All right.
I'm impressed right now.
Well, that's awesome because a lot of people think, like obviously, like people can just break into acting just like that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important to go to school or to kind of just study the craft.
Right.
So it's like when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. You know what I mean? You did your work, you paid your dues, and here you are.
Definitely good to learn about your craft and especially to see if it's something worth doing because it's a very tough career path. Right. Lots of ups and downs.
Exactly. Yeah. Ins and outs, ups and downs, but you're making it happen.
Yeah.
2016 looks like it's going to be a good year for you too.
Can't wait.
Right. Hopefully more Grandfather, guys. All right. All right, guys. Well, that is our show. Once again, I'm solo dolo. It's Nino here in the house. Oh, Jealous. There you go.
Oh, Jealous. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect song to go.
We're going to dance out like this? My dance compilations for Afterbuzz probably look ridiculous, but thank you, Alexis.
I think you're a good dancer.
Appreciate it.
Good dancer.
Okay, there we go. All right, guys. Well, once again, this is the Grandfathered After Show here on Afterbuzz TV, and I've been your host, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Lanero on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And once again, please, my special guest, please shout out your Instagram and Twitters and all that good stuff.
On Instagram and Twitter, I am the Andrea Hunt, and Snapchat, Andrea Hunt, and Facebook, Andrea Hunt.
There you go, guys. All right, guys. Well, that is it. Happy Thanksgiving in a couple hours to everyone. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll see you again next week.
Wow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of Afterbuzz TV or its owners or principals.